Hi, I'm Sharon, and I want to welcome you today. We're going to talk about breathing easy. Breath is life. And so if you're not breathing well, you're not living well. So before we get started, let's cover a few important things. With the exception, as noted a little bit later in this discussion, the statements that I'm going to be making have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. We'll be talking about products from a company called Young Living. Young Living is a wellness company. Their products are not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure or prevent any disease. My purpose here today is to educate and empower you so that you can make healthier choices for yourself, your family, and your pets. When we talk about breathing, we're really talking about the entire respiratory system. So it has an upper and a lower area part. And so the upper part has the nasal cavity that includes the sinuses, the pharynx, and the larynx. The lower part of the respiratory system involves the trachea, the bronchi, and the lungs. Let's take a moment just to think about and focus on sinuses. The word for sinus, the Latin word for sinus, means folds. And that's curves or folds. And that's exactly what you see here in this description or this picture of the sinuses. They're above and below the eyes. They're in the forehead. They're in the cheek area of the cheekbones. And the sinuses are they're lined with a light, thin mucus. And that mucus helps to moisturize the air and helps to trap germs that we might breathe in through our nose. Now, when that mucus builds up and there's too much mucus, inflammation can occur, and that's called sinusitis. Because that's a dark, moist, warm cavity, if there's too much mucus, moisture, it can breed bacteria. And then you're dealing with a full-blown sinus infection. And that really affects our breathing, as anyone who's had a sinus infection knows. So how are you to know when you're having breathing challenges? Well, this is pretty elementary, but some of us have allergies and asthma, but all of us have experienced coughing, excess mucus, sneezing, itchy throat, hoarseness, and headache. So these are some of the things that give you an indication that your body is telling you it's not breathing the way it's supposed to. What are some of the things that challenge our breathing? Well, there's dust, there's pollen, there's molds, mildew, smoke, viruses, bacteria, and synthetic fragrances, just to name a few of the heavy hitters. Because we don't have as much control over the first several listed here, we're going to focus today on synthetic fragrances because that really is the perfect place to start if you're experiencing breathing challenges or anyone around you is experiencing breathing challenges. So what is a synthetic fragrance? A synthetic fragrance is a man-made aroma. That's all there is to it. But there's so much more involved, especially when it comes to our health. So synthetic fragrances are found in about 95% of our personal care products. That's almost all of them. And even more troubling, they're in almost all baby products. So if you think about a little baby, their skin is new and fresh, and everything you put on their skin gets absorbed by their little bodies. And our skin is the largest organ, whether we're a baby or a big person. And so what it gets absorbed gets passed into the bloodstream. We don't want that to happen with toxic products. The other thing is, even if you put something on a baby's feet, because their bodies are so small, they're likely to be inhaling the molecules of those synthetic fragrances into their respiratory system. So it's very troubling that baby care products are so loaded with synthetic fragrances. Now, because fragrances are considered trade secrets, companies are not required to put on the label everything that they put into a fragrance. And besides, one synthetic fragrance can have up to 3,000 different chemicals in it, all mixed together to create that fragrance. So there's not a label big enough to include all that. Disinfectant products, cleaning products, household cleaning products are also huge culprits when it comes to synthetic fragrances. And unfortunately, it affects women more than anybody else because, as in general, women are the housekeepers, both inside the home and in the housekeeping profession. So that daily exposure to disinfecting or cleaning products has been proven to damage the lungs as much as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. This is something we need to know. This is something we need to share with others, because when we know better, we do better. Now, if you have been led to believe, like I used to, that bleach is, you have to clean with bleach, please reconsider that. Bleach is registered with the EPA as a pesticide. So even occasional exposure to bleach can irritate the lining of the nose, the mouth, and the throat and cause breathing problems. Repeated exposure to bleach, like cleaning with it every day or swimming in a chlorinated pool every day, is known to cause deterioration in the esophagus, the lungs, and in the entire respiratory system. Nearly all of the room sprays, the plug-ins, have a low score on the Environmental Working Group rating, simply because they're so toxic. We can get rid of that stuff in our home. You can have a fresh, clean smelling home that's truly fresh and clean without toxic molecules floating around in the air. Even fragrances that are labeled with essential oils, we need to be aware of the fact that in the United States, they can put a comment on the label that it includes essential oils, and all it has to have is 1% of that fragrance has to be essential oils. That means 99% of it can be toxic ingredients. So be aware of that. Now, I've listed here 4 heavy hitters that are really toxic, more toxic even than cigarette smoke. For the sake of time, we're just going to go through them quickly. Phthalates, the P is silent, so it's TH, the PH is silent, so it's phthalates is the way we say it. It simply makes scents last longer, makes the aroma hang around longer. The CDC reports that phthalates can be found in the blood of almost every American, and it's in greater quantities in women, simply because we are the cleaners usually. This threatens our respiratory system as well as our endocrine system, because phthalates are something we call hormone disruptors. And that means it can impact fertility, developmental progress in both teenage boys and girls. It can affect the ability to carry a baby to full term, and it can even affect future generations. The next one is benzene. This one is a colorless or light yellow flammable liquid that has a little bit of a sweet odor to it, and it's used in a lot of industrial and consumer products. It's used as a solvent. It's a starting material for many chemicals, and it's in gasoline. We don't want this stuff on our bodies or in our lungs. Benzene can be found in paint, lacquer, varnish removers, solvents, glues, furniture waxes, detergents, adhesives, industrial cleaning and degreasing products. It can cause bone marrow to not produce enough red blood cells, and that can lead to anemia or even leukemia, because benzene causes the cells of our body not to perform normally, naturally, in a healthy manner. Benzene irritates the skin, the eyes, and the lungs. Parabens is the next one, and parabens are a preservative. They just make things last longer because they are put in the products to reduce the substances like fungi and yeast and bacteria from growing in that product. So they're in things like shampoos and conditioners and hair care products, moisturizers, lotions, facial cleaners, makeup, shaving products, and baby care products. The antimicrobial property of parabens, which causes retards the development or the growth of bacteria, fungi, and yeast. Also does the same thing when it gets in our lungs and it affects the microbiome of the lungs as well as the gut. That's not good. Parabens are also hormone disruptors. So there you go. They can be responsible for increasing the risk of estrogen-related breast cancer and other estrogen-related cancers. The last one is synthetic musks. Now, this is used as a fragrance ingredient in so many personal care products and cleaning products. Musks accumulate in the environment. They've been detected in human breast milk, in body fat, and in blood and the umbilical cords of newborn babies. Studies show that synthetic musk can disrupt cell functioning, just like parabens, and hormone systems because they're endocrine disruptors. There are about 1 million pounds of synthetic musk produced every year. There's a lot of it out there, and it's in almost everything. So a random sampling of personal care products showed 80% contained at least one synthetic musk. It's found in perfumes, colognes, scented soaps, shampoos, deodorants, body washes, air fresheners, cleaning products, sprays, lotions, hair products, detergents, softeners, and of course, baby products. It can damage the liver and it can alter, it's toxic to the cells in the lungs and in the brain. Now, the fragrance industry regulates itself. They don't have any regulators overseeing what they're doing. And a nice aroma does not always mean clean. It's just the perception of clean. So I use essential oils, and I want to show you a comparison. Essential oils, which are all natural, properly grown, harvested, distilled, and tested, have about 50 to 500 different chemical constituents in them. And they're synergistic, which means they all work together. They don't cause a problem. When you add 5 of these, and when you have 5 of these and then 3 more come in, it's not going to create anything that's going to be harmful to our bodies. Because the same creator that created the plants and the trees and the grasses created the cells of our bodies. So those essential oil molecules are all natural and they're bioidentical with the cells of the body. By contrast, I told you earlier, there could be up to 3,000 different chemicals in a synthetic fragrance. And they're not synergistic. Man can't create that synergy that the creator puts in the plants. Did you know that the EPA suggests that the air quality in our homes on average is 100 times more polluted than outside? And that's because of all the synthetic fragrance and the cleaning products and all of the toxic chemicals that we're bringing into our homes every single day. Fragrances are listed or linked to so many profound health risks. That's why I'm spending so much time talking about it today. It is the #1 choice or change that you can make for you and your family to help them live healthier. Now, I mentioned essential oils a little bit ago, and we have a blend called Thieves. And this is a blend that includes clove, lemon, cinnamon bark, rosemary, and eucalyptus. It's single essential oils. Now, the way it got its name is as the legend goes, back in the during the time of the bubonic plague, there was a group of spice merchants that carried the spices of these plants in pouches on their bodies. And they moved around among the dead and dying from the plague, and they stole the valuables. And they didn't get sick. And when they got caught, the legend says they traded the knowledge of what protected them from the plague, the molecules of those plants, for a lighter sentence. So when our founder, Gary Young, learned this legend, heard of this legend, he created this or developed this blend called Thieves. And we have several products that have this Thieves essential oil blend in it. We have a Thieves Vitality Oil that you can take internally in a capsule or add it to a liquid, or you can cook with it. It's very spicy. And it supports a healthy immune system, and it supports overall general wellness. We have Thieves cough drops and lozenges, mouthwash, chest rub. We have a hand sanitizer that eliminates 99.99% of germs. And we have wipes as well as a spray. We also have a Thieves cleaner that is the best cleaner on the market. Now, as you note here, the cough drops, the chest rub, and the hand sanitizers are approved by the FDA and considered over-the-counter drugs. Young Living also makes essential oil infused supplements to support a healthy well-being. Remember, we are a wellness company. So we have Inner Defense, which is basically Thieves in a capsule that supports a healthy immune system. Because if our immune system is not healthy, our respiratory system can't be healthy. We have ImmuPro, which is a chewable tablet that you take before bed. It has melatonin in it. It helps you sleep, and it's a great supporter of the immune system. There's Super C, which is another supplement that supports healthy circulatory, respiratory, and immune systems. There's ImmuGummies, a delicious little chewable gummy that also supports the immune system. We have Life 9 and Mighty Pro probiotics. The Life 9 is for adults. The Mighty Pro is for children of all ages, I like to say. I take it too sometimes. And we have Deep Spectra Phytonutrition, which contains black seed oil. And if you don't know anything about black seed oil, like I didn't know when this product came out a while back, do yourself a favor and look it up. Go to Google Scholar and look up the health benefits of black seed oil. Phytonutrition is a wonderful supplement that supports healthy cells and total body wellness. And we have frankincense too. Now we have frankincense essential oil. We've had that for quite a while. But Young Living developed a new, improved way for extracting the heavier molecules, the boswellic acids, from the frankincense resin. And it's called Deep Spectra. It is patented. No one else has this. And as a result of Deep Spectra, we now have frankincense 2 or frankincense squared. Some people call it Frank, that is has 5 times more antioxidant potency than the regular frankincense. So all of these support a healthy body. And that's what we're all about, health and wellness. Now we have additional options. These are oils that we can inhale, put in a diffuser, apply to our skin, and they just help make a more pleasant breathing experience. Breathe Again is a blend, and it has some eucalyptus in it as well as other oils. RC is a beautiful blend that has 3 different species of eucalyptus. Pine is a wonderful oil, and it's in so many of our blends that help create a more pleasant breathing experience. Dorado Azul is a single oil, and it's beautiful. Raven Sarah and Raven, again, create wonderful breathing experiences. Sniffles is in our kids' scent line. That is pre-diluted, and it's great for children. Adults can use it too. Season Essentials is a newer blend, and that's one that helps us go outside and enjoy all the seasons with a pleasant breathing experience. The unique thing about Season Essentials is we can use it topically, aromatically, we can breathe it, we can rub it on our skin, and we can take it internally in a capsule or just put a couple drops, 2 or 3 drops under the tongue. I hold it there for a few minutes and then drink some water, and I can go outside and have a lot of fun and breathe comfortably. And then, of course, we have 3 different species of eucalyptus: Radiata globulus and eucalyptus blue. So as I close, breath is life. And if you breathe well, you'll live well. You know, we can go several weeks without food. We can go a couple days without water. We can't go very long at all without air. Breath is important. It's critical to life. Each day we breathe about 20,000 times, and by the time we're 70 years old, we've taken about at least 600 trillion breaths. Breathing is important, and that's why the Creator made it so that we don't have to think about breathing. It's just automatic. The Creator just gives us all the things that we need to live that healthy, happy life. Remember, synthetic fragrances, eliminating them, getting those toxic chemicals out of your home is the number one decision that you can make to live a healthier life. Let's ensure that the air we breathe is as clean and pure as possible, toxic-free. Let's diffuse essential oils. Let's eat well. Let's move our bodies. Let's get outside and enjoy the fresh air and sunshine. Take top quality nutritional supplements when needed, and so that we can breathe easy. Thank you for listening. Till next time, have a wonderful day.